Yo, I'm gonna wait for everybody to pull up. I'm gonna give it like a minute or 2 minutes for everybody to kind of come in. They're having some connection issues. I tried to stream a little earlier, it didn't go correct. It just kind of kicked me out, and then I tried to stream again. Then I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna wait 2 minutes. I'm gonna wait for everybody to come in, and I'm gonna dive right in. I don't really want to waste any time with what I want to cover. As of right now, just to give y'all a little bit of a rundown, we're going to cover, an area or topic that's, in some ways is connected politically. And then, of course, it's going to be connected spiritually. It's also going to be connected in the area of the mind science. And I'll let all of that unfold as we go through the lesson. This looks like we creeping up on 1 minute. I'm going to let just one more minute run. Only because I actually been trying to get this stream out for like the last 30 minutes. And I've just been, it seems like I'm just been getting kicked out and then back in and kicked out and back in. So I'm going to try this again. All right, so a lot of what we're going to cover today, I'm going to need y'all to hold tight. Certain things might sound a little uncomfortable, might not make much sense in the beginning, but I promise what end up happening at the end of the lesson is you'll have a clear understanding of what I'm trying to say, the direction that I'm going in, and things like that. It's all for the positive and to get you to understand that the power of belief is all within you, and you have the power and the ability to make, do, and have anything you want. All right, so let's keep that moving for another 25 more seconds, and then I'm gonna dive right into the lesson. I'm gonna do a lot of reading today. I'm gonna tell y'all off top. It's gonna be a lot of reading just because I have a lot to cover. I've been looking to do this lesson for a minute now. I've been doing a lot of studying and stuff like that. So I've been looking to make sure I had everything needed to bring to the table to make sure we can knock this out. All right, so we creeping up on our 2 minute mark right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this joint started. All right, now, first off, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what we're gonna cover, how we're gonna dive into it or whatever, and then we'll kind of, get into the details. So first off, we're gonna talk and gain an understanding of the God or the God. We're gonna gain an understanding of God, the devil. We're going to also tie into the first and second commandment because I feel both commandments have a tie and direct relation to exactly what I want to explain and get y'all to understand. All right. Now, what I want to do just to jump it off real fast because I don't want to waste any time. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to read off the first commandment and I'm going to get you to build a little bit of an understanding on what I'm trying to say. And then I'm going to dive into the second commandment, dive into details, and then we'll kind of go into whatever else is next. All right, so first off, let's dive into this real quick. All right, like I said, we're going to cover God, the devil, and that's going to tie directly into the first and second commandment. First commandment, let's jump it off right here. It says, I am the Lord thy God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. All right, now, those are the two statements that I really want to cover and kind of dive into vaguely, and then we'll dive more into detail a little later on. But I am the Lord thy God. I need y'all to understand he's making a clear statement that I'm going to make more sense of. I am the Lord thy God. I had to look twice just to make sure y'all know I'm looking twice. Basically, the direction that's going in is that's dictating somebody and something to be I am. That's somebody and something to be I am based on the commandment is Lord thy God. I need y'all to understand this. I went from liberal to conservative to this. The only reason why I ever changed my way of thinking is because someone has possibly fooled or tricked me in some way and got something to make sense to me that didn't really make sense when it was observed from the outside in. So when I'm observing this from the outside in, I'm asking myself, what's the leader in power to me gaining and being, becoming, having anything that I want? That ends up being I am. I look at the first commandment and it says, I am the Lord thy God. What's leading and gaining me to see and have anything that I want? The Lord thy God, which is I am. Let me keep it moving. If that was like, a little too much, you couldn't process. Let me keep it moving. Let's move on to the second commandment. Second commandment, all right? Exodus. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them, nor I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, and visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. So you got to keep the commandments, and you got to understand. Check this out, bro. Listen, let me go to the second commandment for y'all and get y'all to understand this. Second commandment forbids worship of man-made things that represent false gods. So what are false gods? We got to really understand and know what direction we're going in. What are false gods? It's anything that's going to represent I am, or God, or cause. All right? Whenever you put cause into something else, like you say, this is the reason behind X, Y, and Z, you're putting cause into something else, which is an outside God. So before we go any further, let's rewind it, because as we dip deeper into the God side, which is going to go much, much, much deeper, let's tie in the devil situation. All right? And again, if any of this doesn't make any sense, feel free to click rewind and watch it again and again until it does, or you can feel free to go off. But I'm going to get you to gain an understanding that none of this has been given to me and me wanting to bring it to y'all without it having or making a lot of sense. Now let's think about the devil. The devil, right? The devil. Now, the only reason why the devil is who he is because you gave it that thought, right? The devil is who he has, the pitchfork, the spiky tail or whatever he has, the red on his eyes. That's only because of what you gave it. You gave that thought what it is. Now, the devil is nothing to me. And being that he's nothing to me, I can only talk about what the devil is not. I never talk about what the devil is, because talking about what he is makes him something to you, right? So you talking about what the devil is makes him something to you. Not only does it make him something to you, is that makes him another God. That makes him on the fence. So remember, we talking about that fence. You looking up, you like, you got God on one side and you got the devil on the other side. Now the devil on the other side, who and what is that? Again, I'm trying to bring it to your knowledge and understanding that is a thought. All right. If you were to erase that thought, it won't exist. So if you're looking at it and you're saying, man, there has to be evil in my life, then that's what you're making out in your life. If you want a devil, if you want somebody to blame, you want your situations to go wrong and bad and whatever else to the degree that you stress it or express it to, and you want to dictate that is behind the devil, that's the reason why you're in the situation that you're in, then feel free to place the blame elsewhere. But I know that the power is within me. Why? Because again, I only talk about the devil, what the devil isn't. All right. I don't talk about what he is, because he's nothing to me. He doesn't exist in my life. The only thing that exists in my life is God. All right. What is the number one cause behind everything in life? Number one cause why everything is happening. Things is the world is spinning. You just got that new job, or whatever other else is happening to you, positive or negative. That is God. Okay? I need you to understand that. I'm going to preface this before I dive into the details in my notes and stuff like that, and get y'all to understand that everything that I'm saying will slowly, if it not only makes sense now, it'll slowly make sense as we progress. All right? Again, the devil is nothing but a thought. Not that guy in the sky on the left side sitting in the red chair waiting and praying for you to do bad things. That is only there, and if you give power to it, is how it has control and power over you. Okay? I don't give any power to that. So there is no devil. I only see God as how and who controls what is happening in my life. Even the bad things, or what might you consider to be bad, is all based on the power of one cause. The power of God is one. I am. So what you're going to know and understand is you start to boil down to this area and point in your life where you find that what is actually happening to you is based on you yourself, the power that you have within, the power that you control. Okay, that is how you dictate the experience in your life. Now let's dive into this second commandment. And what it also mentions is, you shall not think that any created thing anywhere is God, cause, or power. Why? For I am God, and beside me there is none else. One more time. You shall not think that any created thing anywhere is God, cause, or power. Why? For I am God. I explain that in the commandment. And beside me, there is none else. I am God. Okay? Now, what they say is that whenever you take biblical scriptures, it's meant to be seen as two stories, parables. Okay? It's not meant to be seen as what's taken literally. When man takes the Bible literally, it's the direction. I'm forgetting there's a scripture, there's a verse that actually labels where and why man is not supposed to take the Bible literally, and why he's supposed to see it as a parable, as a two-story story, two stories within a story. So it always has two meanings behind everything that's actually being brought to you. It's not for you to take it as for what it is and try to dictate this is the one and one only. Okay? It's for it to be seen and interpreted in many ways, but under one condition, is that the thought of I am is one. I am is the power of God. That's where it originates from before it becomes anything. Okay? Now, what you now understand that I am God, and beside me there is none else. The unconditioned awareness of being is God, and there is none else. Okay? Unconditioned awareness is I am. Okay? Unconditioned awareness of being is God, and there is none else. Listen, it's the purpose of the first, second, and third commandments to get you to wipe out the idea of God from the mind, any idea except I am and self-awareness. So first, second, and third commandment, if you're not gaining the understanding based off what's being read and said to you here, is for you to know and understand that I am is the power that gets you to gain, have, and become anything that you want. So that's why that is dictated as God, because that is what gets you that stuff. Okay? In this case, that's exactly what's explained here in the first three commandments. Now, I've not gone into the third commandment yet. I'm just covering the first and second in this lesson. Okay? And it is the purpose of the first three commandments to wipe out any other idea of God from the mind, any idea except I am, which is self-awareness. Okay? Now, what does it also mean? It also means you shall not think any aspect of natural phenomena or material phenomena is God, cause, or power. Again, only I am God. Only I am cause, power, source. Only I am anything, right? Because I am is the unconditioned. And in order to become conditioned, you just add anything onto it. And whatever you add onto it, that's what you become. Well, how do you become that? How do you change to that? How do you transform to that? And I'll get into that verse in a second. You only transform by I am. You don't transform by I'm going to be. No. That means it's going to happen in the future. You don't transform by I was. Talking about what you used to be. I used to be the best at this in this sport. You don't transform like that. You transform by I am. Telling yourself what you are and what you want to become. All right. Examples. Astrology. Astrology has its validity if correctly understood, but here we go, rewind. Astrology has its validity if correctly understood. But if astrology or anything pretends to be any cause or any power over you, you know that is false. Why? Because I am God, and beside me, there is no other. I am God, and beside me, there is no other. Don't take it literal for you to see the story within the story, the parable, the idea, the message between the lines. Okay? Now, I like this part because it's what I really want to reflect on, because a lot of people are about here by now, right? About here. And I want to bring them back down to that normal level. They're like, wait, well, what's this guy talking about? He's trying to say he's this and he's that and he's God. I am not God over anyone else. I am only God over myself and my own personal experiences. Okay? You are God to yourself and your own personal experience, not God over no other man, okay? Or no other thing. Or yes, over other things, because things don't control you. You control it. Now, some think this is depersonalizing. I like that word. Some think that this is depersonalizing God, like making him smaller or minimalizing what he is, belittle him in some way, shape, and form. But the truth is, the only personality God has is in and as man. So when you actually say who God is, that is the perception you have made out God to be. So if you say that you are God, that is what you are making out yourself to be. Whatever you make yourself out to be, which is by using I am, is what you are, is how you become God. By telling yourself you are all of the great positive, excellent things that you want to hear, that you need to hear to make you feel better about yourself, is the only way you will make God out to be what you actually want to be, which is what you are, is who you are, is who you control from within. And that's where the mind has the control over what you're trying to do, have, and become. By using the power of I am, by using the power of God, which is to help follow through with how the laws of the world operate. Now let's keep it moving. It's only in you, is kind of what I explained, but I'm going to give it to you in a more detailed form. It's only in you that God is personalized, okay? The theologians miss Jesus completely, because every time Jesus said I am, they believe Jesus was that and nobody else was that. Does that make sense? The theologians, those who believe somewhat along the lines of close to the Christians that you might know and see going to and from church on Sunday, looking at the God in the sky and stuff like that and making that out to be who they want to worship. They take the power from within themselves and they place it elsewhere. Make sense? Okay? In this case, what I'm basically reading you, again, one more time, it's only in you that God is personalized. The theologians miss Jesus completely, because every time Jesus said I am, they believed Jesus was that and nobody else was that. Well, everybody can become I am. Everybody can utilize the God power. That was the point that was being said in the first and second commandment, okay? Especially in the first commandment, is that anybody can utilize this power and become whatever they want to become. You just add whatever you want to add on to it. I mean, add good things and you become those things. Add bad things and you become that. Anything that makes you become anything has to be God, right? So let's keep it moving. Jesus said, I am the door. He said, I am the door. In the commandment, he said, I am the door. I am the way. That means consciousness is the door. Awareness is the door. It's the door into your good or bad experience. He said, I am the door. I am is the door to your experience. If you say, I am rich, that's the door that I'm going into, the rich door. I'm going into that experience. I am the way. I am the door. I am the way. He lined them up back to back. So right here, Jesus said, I am the door, okay? Awareness, consciousness is the door. I need you to really gain an understanding of this because it'll help you gain an understanding of the direction that you want to think. Help you gain an understanding of how you want to perceive things, how you want things to become and actually happen or come to you. All right? The doorway through any experience is through consciousness, through awareness. The doorway through any experience, okay? The doorway into any experience and the doorway out of any experience is through consciousness, awareness. I am. I am is consciousness. I am is awareness. Whenever you say I am, you are in a state of consciousness that's unconditioned. Unconditioned. It's nothing. I am. I am what? What? I am rich. Oh, I'm rich now. I'm rich now because I added that onto it. So I am is the unconditioned God. When you add something onto it, it becomes conditioned. It becomes that. Anything that can make something go from unconditioned to conditioned in my world is God. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and see if there's anything that I left off. Notice that I am the way. God said, I am the way. Okay, he said, I am the door. I am the way. Again, the theologians missed it completely. He made it seem as if Jesus said his way is the only way. I like that. Where he didn't mean that. He didn't say that. That wasn't the intended purpose in saying, I am the way. His actual purpose, it was an unconditioned self-awareness speaking in, through, and as Jesus. It's the way he was speaking in, through, and as Jesus. He was trying to tell people that I am is the way. I am is the way. How do I become rich? I'm not rich right now. Or that's what someone might tell themselves. I'm not happy right now. How do you become that? I am is the way. It's the way of becoming anything that you want to be. So I am happy. Yeah, if I tell myself that's what I am, then that's what I am. If I went to a guy down the street and said, hey man, I'm happy. He's going to say, well, man, that guy, he just told me what he was. That's what he is. That's what I am. So you got to gain, know, and understand that this is making you become what you are. This is making you become what you become 24/7. All right. You are always conditioning the unconditioned mind. You are always conditioning the unconditioned mind. Right? Why? Because you're always telling yourself what you are. You are always in a state and condition that you are telling yourself what you are. If you're sleeping, I am sleeping. If you're awake, I am awake. If you're at the movies, I am at the movies. It always dictates. You are always moving, grooving. Anything you want to say, do, and have, you are always backed up behind that. That is always going to dictate what is you. All right? So I am the way. All right? Consciousness is the way to be what you want to be, have what you want to have, and become what you want to become. Those who receive the understanding that I am is God become the sons of God in action, because you know I am the way. I am consciousness, and I am awareness to any experience that you have. One more time. One more time. Those who receive the understanding that I am is God become the sons of God in action, because then you know I am the way. I am the door to consciousness and awareness. So those who know how to use, those who are poor and say I am rich, know and understand the way, the door to lead to what they want to have and what they want to become. Those who are weak utilize the same principle. They tell themselves, in the scripture is said, if man feels weak, those who are weak, you must say, I am strong, in order to gain strength. That's the only way you can transform and become something else. It is through the renewing of your mind. And that's where it makes sense. I think that's Romans 13. I'm not sure of the verse right now. But through the renewing of your mind is the only way man will transform. By telling yourself you are something else will help you gain the understanding that you will become that. All right, so let me keep it moving. Basics. You understand whatever you add to I am is what you become. This is the power. The Bible say, let the weak say, I am strong. This is the way. I am is the way to power. You have to constantly repeat truth to yourself to displace error. You have to constantly repeat truth to yourself to displace error. Why do you watch the news if they're going to repeat error to you, things that you don't want to happen? In order for you to displace it, you have to listen in to the truth. Listen in to what you are. Listen into what you want to become. Don't make being poor the truth to you. So don't be that the something that you want to hear or say to yourself. It's more so what you want to repeat to yourself is I am rich, because that needs to be the truth to you, regardless of if you have 10 mil in the bank. If you repeat that to yourself, that's what you slowly become naturally. How the God power works. All right. Affirmations, and that's where I tie in. Saying things again and again and again and again makes so much sense. Why? Because affirmations are used to make things firm. To affirm is to make an idea firm in the mind that I am is God and consciousness is God, because whatever I add to I am, I become. So that is part of why we use affirmations. In order to make things firm, it is by you embedding something in your mind and your subconscious, getting it to make an impression, and that is where and when it'll become something firm. Sometimes in order to affirm something, it comes through repetition. All right. Whether asleep or awake, you are always conditioning the unconditioned mind. That's kind of what I already went over just a few minutes ago. All right. Whatever you feel about yourself, you are saying you are that. Whatever you're feeling about yourself, you are saying you are that. If you are sad, you are saying I am sad. If you are happy, you are saying I am happy. Because whatever you add to that is what you are, is what you become. All right, here we go. We're going to get a little deeper. All right, if y'all rocking with me, we 28 minutes in. Bang, 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 ring that bell. Let's go ahead and get, the gloves on. Y'all about to go in round 2. I'm out of water. Damn. All right, round 2. Let's go. All right, so there's no cause. There's no cause of your experience outside of yourself. There is no cause to your experience outside of yourself. A lot of people going back out on that. Why? Because they have negative experiences that they have caused and they don't want to admit to it. They've been clicked off. They found out, oh snap, that joint that happened to me last week, that was my fault. Let me get off this channel because they telling me that was me. That was the next man. But I told y'all in the last lesson, passing the problem off to the next man only takes the power from within yourself. Taking the power from within yourself doesn't give you the power and control to make it positive or negative. By making it positive or negative, gives you the ability to make it become whatever you want it to become. Take ownership of things that happen to you. Know and understand that that's the experience, because the experience is backed up behind one cause. The one cause and that one power is God. That's one. That's I am. That's what you always have to observe and look at when you try to build an understanding of the things that are happening to you, is to know that the one cause is God. It's one. It's thought. Whatever you think of is what you make out and materialize into your real life. Watch what you think, watch what you bring into your mind, and you'll slowly get better things happening upon you, whatever, unto you, if you make sure you focus on what's being brought into the mind. Now let's keep it moving, because I just told y'all there's no cause of your experience outside of yourself, right? I like this one. Y'all ready? We're 30 minutes in. I told y'all got the gloves. Round 2. Remember, the devil told Jesus, if you be the Son of God, turn these stones to bread. Now, one would be tempted to say Jesus could do it, but Jesus could not have done it. It could not have been done because it would be against spiritual law. The Almighty doesn't work against cosmic law. There was a much deeper meaning that was really a thought of error, tempting Jesus to get causation confused. So the devil came out and asked Jesus and said, bruh, I need you to turn these stones into bread. Because everybody comes to me all the time, right? And they talk about, you talking all this mind science, this, mind science, that. And you could get yourself to become rich by telling yourself that you're rich. You could just change things, right? So you get that man that talks about, well, put 10 mil on my plate right now. Put 10 mil on my plate. I need to see that. That's the devil tempting God, trying to tell him to turn the stones into bread. Now you must follow cosmic law, spiritual law, and that is understanding that things don't magically change like that, right? Now I'm going to get into detail on how they change, which we've been covering the whole time, but I'm going to give it to you in a little bit more detail, right? Check me out. In this case, the stones represented materiality, and the bread represents substance. There is no substance in materiality. There's no source in materiality, okay? So when you look at an airplane, does an airplane come from an airplane? It's like saying, hey man, I need you to take that airplane, make that airplane, make more planes. Make that couch, make another couch. Make that set of weights, literal dumbbells, make more dumbbells. It's not how it works. That's not how it works. It actually works from within the mind, right? Originally, it's going to come from the mind. So when you look at it and you say there's no substance in materiality, there's no source in materiality, there's no source to those things other than the mind. Let's take something really, 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 really basic. Because I was in the gym when I was listening to this one. Dumbbells. I'm looking at the dumbbell. And I'm like, that dumbbell didn't come. I'm like, wait. Hold up. Okay, let me do the math. The dumbbell, right? Dumbbell's made out of like iron. The iron came from the factory. In the factory, they were putting it together, doing the chemicals, doing the little weight, getting it down precise and things like that. Well, who made the factory? Okay, well, man made the factory. Who got the factory to run and make the iron and make the dumbbell, lead it all the way into being all the way at the gym sitting in front of me? It was man. It was the mind. So the source to that stems from the mind. The source to other things, even a cold. A cold doesn't make colds. Like you don't catch a cold and from your cold, you get another cold. You get a cold from an outside something that, of course, is drummed up from the mind, and then that comes in, and then that becomes something else. But that doesn't actually become something from what it actually is. So again, rewinding it back to get you to understand what was going on. When the devil tried to tempt God into telling him that you need to turn these stones into bread right now, it's the same way somebody tried to say, you need to make this 20-pound dumbbell, make this 20-pound dumbbell, create another 20-pound dumbbell. And the fact of the matter is, it only could be done through one source and one cause, which is the mind, which is originally here through man. And it's only going to be done after and when the thought's been drummed up and the process has been done, and everything is done through cosmic law. Not where and when you can just magically make things happen. You have to respect cosmic law. You can't just go about it getting all crazy like that. You know what I mean? So this is a good example where you can know and see and understand that you will have man trying to tempt you to go against the things that I'm telling you today. And it's in this manner. It comes off as the devil trying to get you to say, yo, you've been listening to CG, and CG been telling you you can manifest things and get things to come about and be created through the power of the mind. And I don't believe that, because you need to turn my pizza into cupcakes. And they want cupcakes at that moment, but they don't want to respect the cosmic spiritual law behind what's needed to make all that happen. They need to become a chef. They need to say, I am a chef. And they'll find that they could actually drum up and make and create the best cupcakes ever in their life. And how would that be done? Upon the powers of themselves. Because what they'll find to be true is that whatever they want to take control of in their life is based and backed up behind what they actually step up and do. If they want to take control of their lives, it's the same way when you jump into a car. In order to take control of the car is by the inside, by the steering wheel. It's not by getting outside of the car and trying to pull at the tires on that car, trying to get it to go in the direction that you want it to. It'll be real difficult. You'll make some happen, but it'll be real difficult. So based on the power of the mind and how it's needing to be projected out to get you to be, have, and become whatever you want is through the inside. All right? Now, you got to understand that whatever you add to I am is what you become. This is the power the Bible say. Let the weak say I am strong is the way. This is the way. I am is the way. It's the way to power. You have to constantly repeat the truth to yourself, again, to displace error. All right? I think I went back on that one. Let me go ahead and continue forward. In this case, I already explained that the stones represented was materiality and the bread represents substance. Okay? There's no substance in materiality. No source in materiality. Okay? Let's move on. The second commandment also means you shall not give the God power of your thoughts to any material person or thing. The only power that any person, thing, condition, or circumstance has over you is your own power that you give or think into them. Bro. Y'all see why I rock with this? Y'all see why I rock with this? Hold up one more time, because some of y'all already rewinded it. I'm going to do it for you one more time. Check me out. The second commandment also means, listen, so let me read the second commandment for y'all. The second commandment forbids worship of man-made things that represent false gods, right? The other interpretation. Let's get it. You shall not give the God power of your thought to any material person or thing. The only power that any person or thing, condition, or circumstance has over you is your own power that you give or think into them. Remember I told y'all about the devil? Some of y'all have devils. Some of y'all have two gods. You have the devil and you have God. I just have God. Right? I just have God. You have the devil and God. I advise that you get rid of that thought. It's only a thought. It's only a thought. Don't make it something. Because if you make it something, it'll become that to you. Right? Don't make it anything. Only speak on it in a de-energizing way. The thought of the devil, call him a liar, call him a cheater, call him this, that, and the third, call him all of what you want to use as a de-energizing adjective. All right. Don't give him any power. The moment you give him power and say, man, he's always there when I go to my friend's house and I can't find that parking spot. The devil's always there every time I go to work and I try to get in and that guy's waiting for me to bother me and egg me on about my conditions that I'm going through. You put power into him and he'll have power over you, but it's only the power that you give to him or it, whatever that God power, that thing might be, whatever that object might be, whatever that TV show, whatever that thing might be, circumstance, condition, whatever power you give to it allows it to have that power over you. Let's keep it moving. Again, it's right here in my notes. The only power the devil has is your power that you thought into him or the something that you are referring to. Now, what is the devil? The devil's anything outside of I am, the number one cause. If you say, the reason why my car broke down is because that guy worked on it last week, and I know he tampered with something. He tampered with some stuff. No. You're losing it. Now he's your God. That's where you're putting the power. You put the power there. Why don't you redirect the power back to you? What if you did that? Could you change it? Yeah, you could change it. If you put it in the next man, you won't be able to change it. You lose the power. It's like, damn, this power's gone into his hands. Number one, it's a complete assumption. And number two, you're putting the power into something else when it's in the mind. Learn how to put the power within the mind and conduct the cause, because remember, I am the door. I am the way. So by utilizing I am will get you to whatever point you want to get to. In this situation, you're tied up thinking that the reason why the check engine light came on is because the mechanic tampered with your car and he wants you to come back so he can make more money. But no, that's not how it works. You have to wipe that thought out of your mind. Were you watching the news? And they did that coverage where they went in with a secret special camera and they tried to find out if they were tampering with their engine because it was completely fine, but they managed to get a check engine light out on and this, that, and the third? That's conjured up from the thoughts in your mind, okay? That's not necessarily going to be something else. Why? Because relating it back to the mind makes it the one cause. The one cause based on I am, that's putting it in the power or the hands of God, right? Putting it in the other hands is making it that's an idol God. That's something else. So what you'll learn at the end of the lesson is you learn that the causation to your experience is based on the thoughts in your mind. It's not necessarily based on the things in this outer world and the physical things that you may think are controlling your experiences. The only thing that's controlling your experiences is the thought that's conjured up, that's thought and put together in your mind. Okay? Make those thoughts out to be good, and you'll know and understand it. You'll see and have good things. Watch what you bring into your mind, and you'll know and you'll see that you'll have good things. So trying to put the causation on anything else is part of what the second commandment is trying to tell you not to do. They're saying do not do it. Do not put the causation in something else. The reason why you're rich is because of your mind. Your mind put together the necessary things, mapped out your life in accordance, and you panned out in a smooth way, and you made out to be a rich person. That's how you got rich. If you want to relate it to the physical things, that's the second cause. The second cause. The first cause is God. Everybody can agree with me on that. Everybody can agree with me. The first cause to anything is God. If you say it's the devil, please rewind the video like 10 minutes so you could clear up who the devil is and the fact that it's only a thought. Okay? Now that you're done with who the devil is, the fact that it's only a thought, let's bring it back to God and what he controls. Well, he's the number one power and the reason and the cause behind everything, not the guy in the red guy. Knowing that be the case, even if you experience a negative thing or what you might consider to be negative in your interpretation, you need to turn that around and make it positive. Okay? And it's only your interpretation as to what it actually is being negative. You also have the power in your mind to turn that around and become positive in any way, shape, or form whenever you like. The good thing about God is the way that he works is whenever you decide to utilize I am, he's always there waiting for you. He's always there to take you to that point. I told you in the first commandment, we got to go back. Yeesh. All right. I am the Lord thy God. Okay. I don't know where and how else to really give it to you. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Don't put anything else before I am. Don't do it. Don't do it. You'll see everything I'm saying is making sense. You'll start to wonder, damn, CG making so much sense out of this. I told y'all from when we jumped off the lesson that a lot of what I'm going to cover, what I'm going to go through is going to make so much sense to y'all that you're going to be looking at the man in church. Going to wonder like, man, what's for man lying to me? Why is he lying to me? Just like I switched from the liberal to the conservative, and I was all upset with the liberals, like, damn, why they had me tricked the whole time, man? You know what I'm saying? Walking through the Macy's, accusing a white man, talking about, yo, why you looking at me like that? All that accusation and stuff stemming from a belief, stemming from what was triggered within my mind, caused me to move or roll over to the conservative side of things. And then on the conservative side of things, it made so much sense to me for a period of time, and then I had to tap out when something else made more sense. Let's dive into it right here. So give me a second. Let me look over this. I like that. It says, don't try to achieve anything don't try to achieve anything any other way, because I am the way. Don't try to be anything, do anything. Why? Because I am the way. I am the door. Consciousness is the door. Awareness is the way. Awareness is the key to you having, becoming, and doing anything you want in your life. All right? Not a man, not a personality. I am the way. Awareness, consciousness is the only way, the only power or devil that comes against the man is his own power, which he erroneously gives or ascribes to other people or conditions. Other people or conditions have only the power of thought, which as man thinks or gives unto them. Sheesh. Man, talk about deep. So know and understand what I'm trying to explain here. All right, this is all my notes. I took my little blue book, I call it. But know and understand where this is coming from. The only power or devil that comes against a man is his own power, which he erroneously gives or ascribes to other people or conditions. To other people or conditions have only the power of thought, which as man thinks or gives unto them. I need y'all to understand that when you have something that's troubling you, something that's bothering you, it is only troubling you and bothering you because of the thought that you put into it. When you have an experience going on in your life and you tell someone else about that experience and they just don't get it, they just don't feel how you feel, because it's tied in with your mind, it's tied into what and how you're thinking about it. And the more you latch on to it is the more it'll latch on to you. The more you let it tear you down, the more it will tear you down. Okay? You don't let those things tear you down. You don't let it destroy you, because you utilize the power of I am, and don't let those other things be the reason behind your experiences. You'll come to find that it's as simple as day. Utilize I am, you get closer and closer to what you want to be, want to have, and want to become. The moment you put power in other things, I don't ask you to get in the car and not wear your seatbelt. But if you tell yourself, I am whatever you want to dictate in order to allow your safe ride. I can't really tell you, hey, tell yourself I am safe and you'll be safe. You need to say it, believe it, all this, that, and the third, but you tell yourself, and also not wear a seatbelt, bro, you're going to make it from point A to point B. Utilizing the power of God will get you where you want to be. Now, you breaking the law, you're breaking the law, so you need to just strap up or whatever. They got laws in effect and in place. But you saying to yourself, man, I'm about to leave the club right now. I'm twisted. I've been drinking this, that, and the third. Am I going to make it to my crib? There you go. Now you need to utilize that God power. And what are you? What are you telling yourself you are? You telling yourself you are a victim? Are you telling yourself you're going to fall victim to the law and things that are going to happen? Or are you going to tell yourself you are strong? I am strong. I am a good driver. Even if you had a few drinks, listen, bro, I'm telling you, you're better off telling yourself you are a good driver other than telling yourself you're the worst driver. Imagine that. You trying to make it out, little situation, whatever. You had a little too much to drink. You end up behind the wheel. You rolling behind the wheel. Seatbelt on and on. So you good. You got your papers, everything good. But you notice that you might not be in the best driving state and condition. Well, in that situation, utilize the power of I am and tell yourself that you are a bad driver. And tell yourself how much you swerving. I am swerving. Oh, snap. I am this. I am putting yourself down. You'll find that is the way and position that you're going to find yourself in. But if you go on the other route, I told you, to get the negative, to displace the negative is only done by replacing it with a positive. If you feel like, damn, I can't drive, bro. I'm already 40 miles in. I'm 2 miles down the road. The crib is like 3 miles away. Should I keep it moving or just pull over? Some people will say pull over, right? But you know what that person's mind and state and condition is in. I would pull over. Now, if you want to troop it all the way to the crib, make it, you know what I'm saying? You want to do it all the way, and whatever it is, what it is. But go ahead and utilize that God power. Tell yourself what you are. Tell yourself that you are a good driver. Tell yourself that you're going to make it to the crib. Envision yourself getting to the crib. Envision yourself walking in the crib. Go ahead and get it in your mind that you're going to successfully make it to the crib with no other accidents, this, that, and the third. And no one understand you had a little fallout for a second there, and then you might not want to have that many drinks when you go around in the situation next time, or Uber it out, But that's totally up to you. I'm not in your world and the God of your experiences. You are the God of your experiences. So if you go ahead and utilize the power of I am, especially in a state and condition like that, you'll find that it'll get you to the next point. Go ahead and take that power of I am. Tell yourself what you are in that same place, state, and condition. Also, visuals. Get your visual on point. Visualize yourself walking in that crib, getting out the whip, stumbling, staggering, this, that, and the third, knowing that it was a tight, crazy situation, but you made it all the way out. But envision and see yourself all the way there. I'm telling you, it's all in the power of how you utilize the mind. All right? And lo and behold, you might find that you pulling up. You already 0.7, 0.6, 0.2, 0.1 miles in. You 100 feet from the driveway. You now turning in. And you there. Why? Because you told yourself what you are throughout the entire time. You actually found that telling yourself that you are the best driver had you uptight, not swerving. Because if you start to tell yourself that you twisted, I'm bent, I'm twisted, I'm more than tipsy, I'm about to crash, I'm about to this, I'm about to that. All this, that, and the third, you're telling yourself what you are. You slowly going to become that. Watch out. Watch out. So utilize the God power, the power of I am, and you'll find that it'll always, 100% of the time, get you to where you need to be. Relying on physical things don't have 100% coverage on if you want to get from point A to point B. It don't cover you 100%. All right? So understand, be you transformed by the renewing of your mind. I think that's Romans 13. Not sure of the verse right now. I'm just getting, up to date with all that. But I want to say it's Romans 13, but it is in the Bible that it does express that transforming your mind is how you renew and transform yourself. All right. When a negative has been formed, the person has to do what to transform it? Renew their mind. All right. I am saves the poor from poverty. I am saves the poor from I am rich. All right. Listen, I got some more stuff. I think I kind of went over it too fast. Those that are rocking with me, yeah, I know what it is. Not a man, personality, awareness, conscious. Hold on. All right, so check this out. You need to know and understand. We already an hour in, right? I am is man's thought, and it's the conditioned state of mind. And you got to always observe that I am could be a friend, an enemy. It could be wealth, poverty, good to you, bad to you. It could be God to you, whatever you want it to be. But know and understand that whatever you utilize it as is what you're slowly going to make yourself out to be or become. So know and understand that the God that blesses, it could be a God that blesses or a devil that curses. All right, that's the best way to look at I am. All right. If you tell yourself, just like I explained in the swerving situation where you bent behind the wheel, if you tell yourself that you this, that, and the third on the negative side of things, you a bad driver, you tipsy, you gonna get pulled over, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, that's the direction that you're gonna lead yourself in. Know and understand, tell yourself the opposite. Displace the negative with the positive, and you find yourself headed in that direction. Positive. All right, so what you got to understand is I am standing alone is formless awareness. It is God because it can be formed into anything. Let me repeat. I am standing alone is formless awareness. I am. You just say I am. You woke up in the crib like, bro, I am. Everybody looking up like, yo, what are you, bro? Let me go ahead and say what you are. It's like that. Let me, this man over here, he want to say what I am. He want to say what I am. But the only person that knows what I am is me. But when you walk up in that crib and you say, yo, doo-doo, I am. Everybody looking up. Because at that point in time, you are formless. You haven't formed yet, right? So you stand alone as formless awareness. It is God. I am is God because it can be formed into anything. I am rich. I'm rich. I am poor. I'm poor. Now, somebody might say, you're not rich. Well, perception is based on each individual, right? Because there's some people that don't have $100 in the bank, but I might have 100 racks in the bank. So to that person, I'm rich. Now, to the person that has no money in the bank, me having $100 in the bank might dictate being rich. But know and understand that is the perception of the other individual. The perception solely needs to be based on what you think about yourself. So telling yourself that's what you are makes that to be what you become. I am rich. I tell myself every day, all the time, keeps me stacking bread, keeps me on point, not blowing funds, not getting crazy. Because it dictates not only my actions, but it dictates my mindset and where I want to project and take myself to be. All right, so just know and understand it is I am. That's why it's dictated as God. It's because it is and can be formed into anything, right? God is the only thing and power and cause that is behind everything and anything happening to you, around you. Any experience you have, it's the power of God, the power of one. That is the cause and the reason behind your experience. Remember, I am the door. I am the way. The way is through that door. That is how, and that is consciousness. That is awareness. That is how you get to that next point. That is how you become anything. Okay? It's utilizing I am. So when you add something to I am, you form the formless God into something. This is how you condition the unconditioned God as something. Exactly what I explained, just giving it to you from the notes perspective. Scripture also says, I am God, and beside me there is no other Savior. I am is a savior because if the weak man says, I am strong, his affirmation, I am strong, saves him from what? Weakness. One more time. Scripture also says, I am God, and beside me there is no other. There is no other savior. I am is a savior because if the weak man says, I am strong, his affirmation, I am strong, saves him from what? Weakness. And again, I am is God. It has supreme power because whatever you add to I am becomes that. As you, only I am can do that. You got to sit back and understand that what I'm saying is making so much sense. You looking at the guy in church like, bro, what? Wait, I mean, I've been pulling up every Sunday. What's going on? Can you talk like CG? Because CG making it make sense. I'm making it make sense. All right? I thought that this is the way in order for me to embrace religion and embrace a better life was to have it make sense to me, or religion, whatever you want to call it. All right? So I am saves the poor from poverty, right? And by saving the poor from poverty, the only way to do it is by saying I am rich. Because if I had $10 million and I said I was poor, your perception is your perception. But what I think about myself is what I am. $10 million in the bank and I'm still broke. That's it. My perception is and dictates what I am. You might think something else of me, but what you think about me doesn't really matter. Not to the degree that what I think about myself matters to. What I think about myself matters to the fullest degree, because that's what's making me what I am. Whatever any other man thinks of me as is whatever their perception and opinion is, whatever with that. What do I think of myself as? So if a man has $1 in his pocket and he says, I am rich, he is rich. He is rich. If he has 0 in the bank and 50 cents in his pocket, he is rich. Not only does he have a rich mind, but he can also be rich mentally and pushing himself in that direction physically and mentally. So always tell yourself, I am rich, regardless of if you stand or feel that you are in a condition someone might dictate as poor. It's not poor. It's actually rich. It's only poor if you make it that. You call it that, and that's what it'll be. Just like the man with $10 million. He got 10 mil, right? But he's calling himself broke. That's what he's going to be. He's going to be broke. He's going to be poor. He's going to be whatever he tells himself he is. And to another man, he might be something else. Whatever the other man's opinion is doesn't really matter. Right? So this lesson we've covered now, we've been an hour in, is to get you to know and understand that the cause to your problems, your experiences, good or bad, is based on 1, which is I am, which is consciousness, which is awareness. We already covered it in the first and second commandments, what they mean literally and what they mean between the lines, getting you to gain and know and have an understanding of what this actually dictates, the direction that you've been taken in for a long time, which is relying on this third party definition of God, the worship or anything of anything that's not you, that's not, one, not the only cause. The only cause to your experience is God, is I am. I am the door. I am the way. I'm going to look over my notes. I'm going to read, see if I have anything else I want to cover. But I think overall, I think we're done right here. It should be clear and easy from here, smooth sailing. We should be off and running where everybody has a clear understanding of why things and experiences are actually happening in their life, and learning how to do away with these outside sources and outside gods, thinking that there's something to you, even in a case where you have stock market, cryptocurrency, things like that people feel out of there. It's out of my hands. Why? Because other people are investing in something that's making it become what it is. And a lot of people like to look at the charts and look at the computers and look at the data. These things are actually what breaks out to be things in the physical form, second and third gods, fourth and fifth causes to what you are experiencing. What is the first cause? Thought. I am. The power of, or the power within your mind dictates the direction that you end up going in based on the money you invested and the things like that. And be careful of what you make out to be your goal. Do you want to be successful and rich, or do you want to be a really great stock marketer, person, broker, whatever you want to call it, or really well off within the cryptocurrency, that area? Do you want to just be that? Do you want to break off and very successful in just that itself? Because if you manifest something along the lines of, let's say, unstoppable fortune, infinite wealth, if you manifest that, it might not be through the avenue that you're trying to stick your money in. It might not be in the stock market and the cryptocurrency and the business you invested in, this, that, and the third. You have to leave it in the hands of God. All you do is God's business, the Father's business. All you do is handle what goes into your mind, keep it positive, spiritual, energetic in the direction that you're going in pertaining to your goals, and you'll find that that's where and when you'll find yourself headed in the right direction. But the last thing you want to do is put the idea and belief into something else, the second, third, fourth, and fifth cause, and not bringing it back down to the power and the first cause, which is the power of I am, which is the power of God, which is the power of one. That first cause, to the reason why everything is due to the fact that the mind has made it that way. So if you want to see success, be mindful that if you're looking for definite financial success and things like that, if it doesn't pan out in the way that you actually set it out to be in, just let the Father's business go to work and you wait on it. I gave y'all a different analogy before. I said it's just like getting on a boat. When you get on the boat, you have the idea that you're going to end up, you start off in the U.S., you jump on your boat in Florida, you say you're going to sail out to Africa. In the middle of that boat ride, you do not see Africa, okay? You want to go to Europe. You don't see Europe in the middle of the boat ride. You know Europe is in your head. You have Europe in your head. Europe's in your mind. Africa's in your head. Africa's in your mind. But it's not there yet. You don't see it. You're in the middle of the boat, rocking, tossing back and forth, left and right, left and right. And before you know it, as you get closer and closer to your goal based on the circumstances and things that will lead you to it, because notice that, you'll go slow or fast, whatever that time or however God wants to pave it out. You'll make it there in due time, especially in the time that you say and manifest it out to be in. You'll make it out there within that good timing. But you'll notice as you make it out there, you slowly come to realization that you are getting closer to your goal. You do see that goal. When you're trying to save up 10 grand and you saved up 9,980, it's very hard to see. It's very hard. Very easy to see 10 grand when you save $9,980. Easy. You on the boat looking at the destination right there. You like, it's right there. I see it. Mentally, you see it. Mentally. Because you only got 9,980, but mentally you have the whole 10 bands. But to get to the 10 bands, you have to mentally see it. It's like push and pull, push and pull. So I need y'all to understand, that it all is going to be based on the mind. The first cause, the number one cause, the power of God is one. It's going to be what is drummed up from the mind. That's going to get you to where you want to be, get you to what you want to have, get you to become what you want to become. All right, I'm going to finish up this stream. If anybody has any questions, feel free to drop it in the comments below. Hopefully this gained and gave you the best, fullest understanding on, the power of I am and how it ties in to the first and second commandment, directly connected. I'm going to get up off this one, man. Thank y'all for coming out and rocking with me. If you've been in the whole hour, listen, y'all know what it is. Hit that like button, drop a comment, let somebody else know what's up, and help y'all, build an understanding of some things that we've been looking at for a long time and not really even knowing what they really talking about. But yeah, let me get up off this one. Y'all know. Yeah, CG, I'm out.